Okay, hey all, my name is Zero Gravity, and I am here with three of the brilliant minds that fueled the newest installment of the VHS franchise. So thank you, Maggie, Johannes, and Flying Lotus for pulling up on us today. I promise to make this as painless as possible for y'all. Horror heads at home, you will be able to screen VHS 99 on Shudder starting October 20, and you're in for it. Just don't say I didn't warn you. This is your formal warning right now. So
like pain.
This installment takes place in 1999 with a very heavy stylized influence. So my first question for all of you is, can you name a favorite piece of 90s nostalgia? And in any way did that idea or thing make it into your portion of VHS 99? Whoever wants to jump in, feel free to do so.
I sort of loved I kind of grew up on like Meatloaf video. I would do anything for love, those kind of bombastic videos where everything's backlit with blue light. So that kind of made its way into mine. I love that kind of like, oh, it's horror, let's put some blue light behind it and lots of dry eyes. So that kind of found its way into everything I do. I want to make Meatloaf videos, apparently.
Oh man, I stuffed my segment as chock full of every little tidbit I loved from that period of time and hated, but there's a lot of CKY in there. There's a lot of the sort of let's imitate exactly what's happening on MTV. And then my love for Riot Girl bands, like L7 is heavily present in what I put forward in shredding.
Yeah, I think same for me. I put so much of my favorite 90s things in my segment. But yeah, there's so much more, and depending on, obviously ours is 99. I was like, man, how far back can I go? Because I can dig up some stuff, some fun memories of just like, I really wish I could have put Pogs in the movie, like Pogs and Slammers and shit. It's like, I think it might have been like way early 90s though. So maybe if we do one of those, maybe I'll make a whole Pog horror.
Yes.
I think I only just threw my Pogs out, honestly. I'm kind of a hoarder. I still have my.
You got some Pogs?
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Thought about it.
My Beavis and Butthead Pogs and Slammers were my
did y'all face any hurdles with dealing with authenticity? So for example, like curating appropriate costuming or directing talent who didn't really experience like the grimy 90s in that prime?
Maggie did, I think.
Educating the youngins about what it was like was so fun. Jackson Kelly, who played Caleb, who I always say is arguably the most obnoxious in a pantheon of obnoxious characters in shredding, he asked me for research material because he didn't know really what we were dealing with at all. I gave him a list of, I think, like 20 movies, and bless his heart, he watched all of them and came in with like feedback for me about loved Clerks, he loved Kids, he loved the highbrow stuff. He's a cool kid.
Good stuff. I was hoping that you would say Kids. I love that movie.
Yeah. But in terms of hurdles for authenticity, my team was very on board to do to like really nail it on every single level. My costumer, Jenny Newman, went above and beyond. She and I were also like throwing our own clothes from the 90s in there. And then same with my production designer, Britt Keller, and my editor, Andy Holton. They were all like, let's get it exactly right, so the internet could pick every frame apart, and that shit is 99 to the max.
You certainly know they will too, the fans. Yeah, absolutely. Especially of this genre. Yeah.
There's a moment in we didn't have to worry so much because a coffin in 99 is probably similar to a coffin now. But there is a wonderful moment that's on camera where Ali goes down into the coffin and she has to film, and we've given her this VHS camera, and she's supposed to be filming it. She does not know what the fuck to do with it, and I hadn't thought to tell her. So you see her, she's in the coffin and she's trying to open the thing up and she's pointing it the wrong way and all this. She doesn't know what the hell to do with it. She's to a phone. You know, like, so you can see, yeah, to me, everything was just, you know, I haven't changed since 99. To me, that was, so yeah, but yeah, that's on camera.
It's the panic. I also noticed in the beginning of your short, all of the sorority girls, their hairstyles are very 1999 to 2002.
Yeah. Do you know, we had such a great like costume makeup team, and it's just weird because to me, like I say, I was like, yeah, is that not how people dress now? Like,
right.
I didn't know. I'm like, this is how, if I shot this movie now and you called it VHS, you know, 2018, I'd probably shoot the same thing, you know.
That bra strap, spaghetti strap combo, you know, I think that's I lived through that in a negative way. So I was like, there they are.
Oh,
yeah. So my next question. Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No, go ahead. Next question. We should probably whip through them. Yeah.
My next question is for you, Maggie, and this is a pretty straightforward question, but just personally, I would like to hear the answer from your mouth. How did your rock and roll roots influence your portion shredding?
Oh, I mean, they're all over it, right? But again, that sort of clown car stuffing of nostalgia into the short, while still ideally telling a good story. Strategy also happened with, like, I really wanted to make something that was about music. I have long wanted to do like a ghost and or zombie rock band. So I think I consider myself, in terms of like a music fan and my sort of rock roots, I go all over the map in terms of what kind of stuff I like. Getting to do something that was expressly pop punk and Riot Girl was a joy, and I got to work with my frequent collaborator Dressage, who is just the best at, you want the lost hit of any era, of any period of time, she can just pull them out of her genius brain at the drop of a hat. So we had a lot of great conversations about, like, how do you make a Blink-182 song without Blink-182, and how do you make L7, Ani DeFranco, how do you reinvent 1995 feminism within one little short. So it was really fun to do, and full of things that I really enjoy. So
it shows. It really does show.
Good.
My next question is for Mr. Flying Lotus. I'm a big fan of yours, by the way. I just had to say that. All right, it's out on the table now. Can you please talk to us a little bit about creating Stephen August's character, the show host on Ozzy's Dungeon? Because that dude plays the most perfect asshole antagonist in anything that he touches.
Yeah, he can't help it, you know, and he, as soon as he put that freaking wig on, he was just on it. He was a totally different person. And it was funny because he kept giving me so much grief about the wig, only the wig. He didn't care about anything else, like what day we were shooting or like any of the other fittings. He was like, but let's see the wig, let's see. And as soon as it was on, it was like, bam, he was the guy. And he definitely delivered some super obnoxious ad libs, and he was just great to work with. But yeah, we just kind of like went back and forth a bit, like, you know, with the microphone. Is it a Bob Barker microphone, or is it like, you know, like old, whatever? He was like, we were trying to get that vibe right, and like, how, you know, is he kind of sleazy? How likable is he? You know, but Steve had it all kind of. It's all his brainchild, that guy.
Thank you. It was totally giving me the Sham Wow guy. That sleazy, great host, but also there's something there about this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is for Johannes. But first, let me say, I think you've perfected the mean girl archetype in your portion, that suicide bid. And since we're already in the Y2K, entering the Y2K-ish era here. I know good and well that Mean Girls are enough for me, but clearly not enough for you because things happen. But my question is, was there any technical workarounds for that single shot that's inside the sealed coffin? Or was it really just simpler the better? Because that whole sequence was scary as hell and she never moved.
Yeah. I mean, it was, we were chatting about this earlier. It was literally like, it was all practical. So, you know, you put her in there and then you stick a whole lot of shit in there. I don't, not to ruin the surprise of, everything that happens there, but we just did it for real. And then it was like, Ali, your direction is stay in the coffin. And that was it. So yeah, there was, we just had to hope we didn't kill her, which we didn't.
Oh.
And then just go for it, So it was really as sort of crazy as that. But yeah, it was
Less is more, folks.
Let's see what happened. Yeah, let's see what happens.
It seems like there was an across the board, like, just downness from all of our performers. I think, and not to speak for the other segments, but it just seems like every single performer that got involved in VHS 99 was like, I'm diving in head first with a lot of trust and a lot of enthusiasm. And you can feel it in the movie. It's part of the fun of the movie is all those performances are like, we're here.
Yeah, I think if you get into horror acting at all, you gotta just accept that you might have some stuff sprayed all over you. You're gonna be up all night. It's gonna be cold. You're gonna be very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to scream. Yeah.
Yes, beauty is pain. Which brings me to my last question, very fitting. So all of these stories are in classic VHS franchise fashion. And by that, I mean, balls to the wall in under 20 minutes. And considering y'all are all new artists to the VHS franchise, was there any time where you felt you had to pump up the insanity in order to keep up with the legacy of the franchise? Or you just started up here and then maybe went a little higher? I don't know.
Dude, I have to hop in on that. Like, when you say yes to a VHS movie, if you're not here to like take it to 11 or higher, like, what are you doing? Like,
pick another franchise.
The bar has been set. Like, throw everything at the wall. That I think that was my strategy. Yeah.
I agree. I agree completely. Like I've been a fan since the beginning, so I kind of know. All right, well, if I'm gonna do it, I gotta, compete with all these other great ones, and make sure my shit holds up.
Kuso was pretty up there. That shit was really up there. Johannes, how about you?
Yeah. When they when Josh and Brad asked me to do one, I think Josh explained it to me. He said, "Look, they're fuck you movies." And that's what we said. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's just go there. Yeah. But I thought mine was very restrained compared to my two colleagues.
Flavor of super gnarly.
No, honestly, I think the balance was so great. I think it has a good ebb and flow, and in terms of like the kind of mixtape DJing of the segments. I think it was like a good flow.
I think you really find out what kind of sicko you are when you step up to write a VHS segment. That's what's part of what's exciting about it is the creative freedom of like, what's your worst, what's the scariest, and what's the worst you can do.
Show me what you got for real. Okay, y'all, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Happy Halloween season, and I look forward to seeing more of all of your success.
Thank you.
Thank you.